Okay, folks, psst, come here, come here. This Blue Monday thing, all right? Blue Mondays. This totally fabricated day made up by the marketing industry to sell holidays. I want to talk about Blue Mondays just very quickly, and then Mondays in particular. But to do that, I need first of all to talk about life itself. So I'm really lucky. I get to write books and deliver talks all over the place. And I do books for adults and books for kids. So that sometimes means that I find myself in a primary school doing a big assembly, let's say to 300 kids. And what I do always in primaries is I'll come onto stage and I'll say to the kids, right, before I even introduce myself, I've got a statistic for you. I've got a magic number for you kids. So the average lifespan in this hall is 4,000 weeks. And these kids, particularly the little kids, are like leaping around the hall going, oh my gosh, 4,000 weeks, that's like a massive number, that's like forever. Thanks for sharing that, Andy. Oh, hey. But look, and then the next day I might be doing a keynote with adults in a business. And if I announce exactly the same thing to an adult audience, I guarantee this 4,000 weeks statistic, well, there's less punching in the air, right? There's more of this kind of collective sort of gulp of, right, is that actually even true? That doesn't sound a very big number. 4,000 weeks, I've used a few. And that's exactly my point, is that if we think about it, a seventh of your entire life is spent on Monday. Right, that's a massive chunk of time where we're getting glum about it. I don't think for any apparent reasons. Now the argument is, yeah, but Monday is the first day. For most people, it's the first day back at work. It's after the weekend. We love weekends. And we don't really like work. Okay, now I'll come to that. But I think if you think about where your thinking comes from, all right, because it might not even be your own. Right, so what I mean by that is that Mondays are bad and Fridays are good, which is the acknowledged mantra across the world, right? across the UK at least, is that Mondays are bad and Fridays are good. So where did that come from? Because nobody formally taught me that Mondays were bad. All right. So when I was 5, my dad didn't, just before I was about to start school, right? I didn't have this kind of father-son talk. My dad didn't sit me down and say, right, lad, Monday morning you're going to go to school, so you need to know some stuff about Mondays, right? So before you go to school, what you need to understand is that Mondays, they're awful, mate. They're absolutely horrible. Nobody likes Mondays. What we've just got to do is tolerate Mondays, get them over with. Now Tuesday's a bit no man's land. Nobody really likes Tuesdays ever. Now Wednesday, it starts to get interesting because Wednesday mornings are a bit glum, but from Wednesday lunchtime, it's downhill. It picks up, mate. So what you'll find then is Thursday's a bit better than Wednesday, and then Friday is a bit odd because I've got to go to work and you'll have to go to school. But because Friday, it's a slightly earlier finish and Saturday comes next. So we like Fridays. We feel happy on Fridays because Saturday comes next. Now, mate, Saturdays, they're special, right? You don't go to school. I don't go to work. We'll have a right good time on every Saturday. And then Sundays, you'll find they're okay till about 4 o'clock. Then what you start doing is thinking about school, thinking about work. So Sunday nights aren't very good. And then Monday comes around again. And what you're going to do, little Andy, age 5, you're going to go through that system. You're going to do that about 4,000 times. And then you're going to die. Right. My dad never gave me that fatherly chat. Right. He didn't put it in words because he didn't have to. He's the role model in my life, right? So the adults in your life, the big people in your life, my dad would kind of go out of the house on a Monday like this, and he'd come back in on Friday like this, woo! And I'm 5 years old, right? I'm learning, I'm looking, I'm watching, I'm soaking it all up. So essentially what I'm saying is, we've learned to think badly about Mondays. And I think it's a time, particularly on Blue Monday, to reevaluate everything. Isn't Monday, I mean, if you just stretch it a little bit, isn't Monday an opportunity to start your week off with a bang? Isn't it a chance to inspire a customer, or engage with someone, or make someone smile, or bring energy into a meeting, or make a difference to how other people feel? But of course, to do all that, the starting point has to be you. Because the truth is, you can't give what you haven't got. Right, so I can't give love and compassion and hope and optimism and confidence unless I first have those things myself. So here's the thing, and it's a big thing, right? It's a seriously big thing, is that Mondays are neutral until you apply thinking to them. Now, it's not just Mondays, it's the same thing is about everything, right? Now, you need to brace yourself for this. If you're not sitting down, sit yourself down because this is a big one, right? And I've got to choose my words carefully. Your entire experience of the world isn't coming from out there, right? Every feeling you've ever had and every feeling you will ever have, 100% of the time, your feelings are coming from your thinking in this moment. So, no, I know. You've got to, I said sit down so you don't fall down, because it's true, right? So, yeah, but Mondays are making me glum and Fridays are making me happy. and a bad drive is making me angry, and my new shoes are making me feel woohoo, and a rainy day is making me feel negative, and back-to-back Zoom meetings are making me feel bored. No, none of that is true. All of those things are powerless. They are neutral until you apply thinking to them. Now that applies to your past and your future as well, by the way. Let's just think it through, right? So let's think about, because we've all had a relationship that went sour 15 years ago, right? Somebody cheated you, or somebody was horrible to you. And you can feel angry about that right now, right? You can feel upset and cheated on and bitter. You can feel bitter about that. It happened 15 years ago. That situation happened 15 years ago. You can feel bitter about that right now in this moment, right? So let's just think it. How does that feeling of anger and bitterness get into your body right now when it happened 15 years ago? Is there some sort of yogurt pot to the past with a bit of a string that goes 15 years back that the emotion transmits? No, of course not. That feeling of bitterness, that feeling of anger can only inhabit your body right now because you're thinking about that moment right now. Look, it's an illusion, right? It's called inside out thinking. I know it sure looks and it feels as though Mondays are making you blue. And the lesson is not just to rethink Mondays, it's to rethink life itself. It brings me full circle to those pesky 4,000 weeks. Life is a very short and precious gift. It's hurtling by in a blur. Surely it's time to treasure every day, wake up like you mean it, spread positivity and enthusiasm rather than low-level grumbling. And at Art of Brill, we're here to help people and teams and organisations stand out for the right reasons. It's about looking around at what everybody else is doing, basically, and not doing that. It's about being standout amazing. Blue Monday becomes Woohoo Monday. That's a great day, which starts a great week, which might lead to a good month and a happy new year.